Good day guys, this is Practiphile. Welcome back. Today we're going to take a look at some Hidizs products in here. I'm gonna do like a speed run on all of the three products in here. We got the Hidizs MP143. It's their planar, price around like maybe 95 bucks. We have the MK12, their single DD. I think it was like a pure magnesium single dynamic driver. I think these are priced around $179. And we have the AP80 Pro Max in here in collaboration with Linsol, and these are priced around $268 to $60 depending on where you buy them. Thank you so much Hidizs for sending this in for a review. Well, not for my review, this is actually for like a tour. A lot of people are gonna be reviewing this, but thank you so much for including me in the tour. So yeah, but before I talk about all of this here, let me talk about myself. I am Practiphile. I am a self-taught musician. I mainly play the drums, I play the guitars, and I once lived in the audiophile heaven in Japan. So I used to be there, I used to live there. That's how I started my reviews in there, because I had access to different earphones, headphones, and just about everything. So I've probably heard more than, I don't know, maybe close to 1,000 IMs by now. However, that does not make my ear superior to yours, because this hobby is very, very subjective. So only trust your ears, because ultimately you are going to spend your own cash. All right, let us try to get straight to the point here. We'll start with the Hidizs MP143. Yeah, I'm just gonna show you how it graphs in here. The MP143 should look like that one. Yeah, it resembles. I'm just gonna put the MP145 in there just for reference, because the MP145, it's a planar driver. It has a good balanced sound at that time, and the MP143 is not that different. And you can see the changes there is probably around the gain area and some of the treble in there. You can see there that the MP143 does sound smoother overall. It's more refined on the treble. You do see there's a little bit of dip in there, which actually makes this upper treble more prominent. So that's just the way of the tuning. So bass still has that planar impact, really nice texture in there. For the price, of course, right? For the price, because these are priced $95, so this should fall in this category right here. And I actually put that in there as one of my recommendations if you want a planar with the with the balanced sound. So moving back to the tuning in here, the mids sound natural. They're like I don't hear any peaks in there. The treble though, it's a little bit still planary. It could use a little bit of improvement really, just because of the dip in there. So what this dip does is it just makes the upper okay, so there's a dip in there, right? So it just makes this peak in here more prominent, more forward. So the upper treble isn't as natural sounding as I wanted them to be. I tried it with my drums, and yeah, the cymbals they do sound a little bit sandy at times. They're not the most natural sounding, but yeah, I can't complain. For this price, I think this is pretty good. And how does it fare with others in their price range? Again, with the MP145, I think this one has a better value compared to its the MP145. What else can I see here? Yeah, if I put there like the single D, I don't really have, like, for example, a planar. What planars do I have here? I do have the T10 Pro, the RT T10 Pro right there. So as you can see, the T10 Pro does sound smoother. The T10 Pro also actually sounds better in my opinion, in a way that you can see there that it just graphs way better. It's just better. It's just that the tonality is just a little bit bassy for me. So if you want a sound, a planar sound, which doesn't make sense, right? Because why would you want a planar that doesn't sound like a planar, right? So the T10 Pro is a planar, but it actually is it's a very organic sounding set. It almost sounds like a DD in there. So if you want, I don't know why you would pick the RT T10 Pro though, but just pointing out here that the T10 Pro is a planar with planar text and with a DD timbre. So maybe you can choose that. Another one is probably be another planar in here, like the S12s. This is probably better than the S12 Pros. I have the S12 Pros only because it doesn't have that peak in there. I do feel that the S12 2024 edition is still better in a way that it just has more clarity. S12 just has more clarity. Maybe it's because of the overall lift in there in the upper mids or like the lower treble. You do feel that the S12 2024s has more, how do I say, it just has more clarity to it. So yeah, I guess that is it with the MP143 in here. Let us now move on to the next one. We have the MK12 Tourist. Before I forget, there are different nozzles nozzles for the MP143, gold, red, and silver. So that is the red nozzle and the silver nozzle, and I'm only using the gold ones because for me, the silver is a little bit too bright there in the 2K. Timbre is really not nice, and the red nozzle is like too, I don't know, like I don't even know. I really I can't. It is so mids are just, I don't know. It's not existent. What made sense for me is really just the gold nozzle. All right, that's it. Okay, moving on to the MK12 in here, tourist. So these are priced around $170, $160, I think. Yeah, $179, right? And again, this is like a pure magnesium, 91% pure magnesium diaphragm, single DD, and I think there is like a collab with Duckplug, I think, or something. These also has nozzles, okay? And let me just show you. This is what it looks like in here. It's like a drag. I'm pretty sure you've seen other videos, right? So okay, let me just show you how it grabs in here. That's the MK12 in there with the gold nozzle. We have the red one. That's the red one. And we have the silver. Alright. So, I have the gold with me. I'm using the gold, okay? Let me just listen to this again. Now, to be honest with you, like I've tried all the nozzles in here, the gold, the red, and the silver. So, the red might actually be like looking good in there. Like there's a very good gain. A lot of mid bass in there. Let me just overlay my balance target. But it really, the treble really, I don't know, like the treble is real. I don't even know what to say. The treble is dark, okay? And what I mean by dark is it's dark enough to alter timbral accuracy on cymbal. I mean, I played it using my drums. I played it using my drums, and it's just not doing it. You know, like this hi-hats just doesn't sound right, you know? And the snares didn't have enough impact. I mean, yeah, the bass is okay. Like it has a really good impact on the low end. Like the mid-range is really nice and warm, very good bass, very good gain as well. But it's really just the treble in here that is, I don't know, it's just, I know a lot of people like this set, but hey, I'm a drummer, I play drums. For me, this is not representing my instrument well. That's just the way it is. It does not represent my instrument. It could be better for you. Music listening, it's fine. I mean, like if you don't really care about timbre accuracy, I mean, music is very subjective, right? Like I can enjoy music on a setup without bass, like just listening to music. However, when I'm doing like practicing drums and I want to know what the person is hitting, like is it the hi-hats or the no, it just doesn't do it. So the timbral inaccuracy on the cymbals is just, it's just not there. This is just not there. So I guess that's my review of the MK12 in here. Yeah, it's I don't even know. Like it's okay. The mids are okay. If you're really treble sensitive, like even then, even if you're a treble sensitive, like if you're looking for a set, like if you're in this hobby to know what good sounding is, and I mean like if you're like bass, and again, it's hard for me to recommend this because it really goes against my perception of music. I mean like my perception on sound. The MK12 is not accurate. So that's my thoughts about the MK12 Tourist. And then we have the AP80 Pro Max in here. Very, very small DAP. Let me just show you what it looks like in here. So this is actually a very small pocketable size, very pocketable size DAP in here. So let me just show you what features it has. Definitely it is a dual ESS ES9 219C DAC chip. It decodes MQA 610 times if you're into MQA, but I think MQA they're done, right? And they have like a new, I don't know, like they released new versions of MQA. I'm not really into that. It can decode DSD 256. It has touchscreen. It has 4.4 balance and 3.5 in here. USB Type-C in here. And you have a volume wheel on the side. Play pause button. And the good thing about this one here is it's actually running the Hidizs OS. So if you just turn this on in here, you are greeted with the Hidizs app. You know, you can go to music and all and go to files. You have have the albums in there, artist, and you can also do your PEQ. You can go to system and you can, where's the PEQ though? Like system, and I think you go to, I don't know where the PEQ is. I forgot, but it should be here. Bear with me. Wireless, it supports Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, it has LDAC, just a lot of features for its price also. And they say that it has 12 hours of battery of continuous use and 60 days of standby. Now, why does it have to, why did this say it has 60 days of standby? Because it actually has a auto power off feature. So if you don't use it, it actually turns off, which saves battery, which is it's a pretty cool idea, right? Like if you're not using it, then just turn off. One thing though is like, I mean, it doesn't really take long to turn it on, and if it turns off, it takes about probably like a few seconds, maybe 30 seconds to turn it on. It does feature Hidizs EQ and PEQ tuning, the MSEB tuning board. You can also connect to any like your stream sites, especially Tidal and Kubas, so you can log into your account in there. But that's the thing, you don't really have Android in here. And what I mean by that is I was not able to find a way to add my playlist. So if you have your own playlist, you have to input your playlist manually. The thing about Android is it has metadata, so whatever playlist I have, and if I just like move to a different Android device, it just reads that metadata and I have my own playlist. With this one in here, I don't think it reads my playlist at all, so that's probably one of my cons. So I mean, if you're hardworking enough to make your own playlist again, then why not? But for me, like creating new playlists again is just kind of like a little bit of a hassle in there. But yeah, build wise, really these are really good. I haven't even charged it yet because again, it just turns off automatically and I didn't feel the need to charge it. It can easily power any planar or like all earphones generally. It can power headphones. It didn't really have problems powering my Fio JT3. It was fine, no problems with that really. So overall, this is a very outstanding and powerful source. Yeah. And moving on to the sound of this though, like I feel like again we are moving into the territory of placebo, right? Because there may be a small change, there may be big changes for you, but as for me, it's hard to tell. But these are not colored sound. These are like, because ESS though, like ESS chips or implementation, not the DAC chip, ESS implementation, they're known to have better treble extension, and I think I kind of like agree they are better in terms of that treble extension and maybe treble details, not necessarily bright, because Cirrus Logic can be a little bit flat sometimes, and ESS has it kind of like, it has just better 3D imaging, if that makes sense. But then again, I can't prove it on objective measurements. This is probably just me talking about placebo and stuff. But you know what? Like this is a very nice source overall, I think. The only con that I really have is it's not Android, and it's just that playlist thing. Other than that, I do think this is a very nice source because again, it's very pocketable with the EQ as well. The good thing about Android-based EQs is because when you do have an EQ, say for example, you go to Squig and you auto EQ from your, let's say for example, because you look at the graphs and then you EQ and then you download the text file, right? You can actually download that text file and upload it through the Hidizs app if you're using Android. But here, I don't think you can do that because you can't open a browser. So yeah, I guess that is it for my review of the Hidizs products in here. I really like the MP143 because they're budget planars and they're good sounding. The MK12, man, like it's just hard for me to recommend it. It just doesn't sound as natural as I want it to be. And this one in here, this is definitely a winner if you don't mind not being Android and you have your offline library. So yeah, I guess that is it. If you have any questions, leave a comment down below. If you haven't subscribed yet, and if you feel like you like my work, you like what I'm doing, consider subscribing, liking. See you next time. Have a great day. Bye for now.